Welcome back to the Two Money Super 1 British Karting Championships. It's Honda Cadet up next. The championship leader joins me, not by much. It's a 1 point championship lead. It's Alfie Rigby. But just talk us through that grand final. We were not at Clay Pigeon filming, but I understand the final was a bit of an epic one. Just talk us through the last lap.
I just followed him the rest of the lap, and then I just keep following him. He started to defend, like trying to slow me down. And then we went into the last corner. I went wide, he went tight, and I just got lucky to get the cut back.
Dan Ginchard, I think you just beat on the day. So 1 point championship lead coming to Rowrah. Is this one of your favourite circuits?
Yeah, one of them, yes.
And what's it going to take then? What are you looking for the rest of the season?
To come consistently top 3 every single race.
Do you think that'll be enough to win it? Because it's quite competitive, this championship at the moment. Who's going to be the main contenders, do you think, from now on?
Daniel Ginchard, Theo McCorus and Sebastian Block.
Okay, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Standing start, of course, in Honda Cadet. Dan Ginchard and Ollie Greenall on the front row of the grid. What a season Ginchard's having. Rigby and Smith, Pearson and Gibbons, Clements, McCouris, Berta and Oliver Stewart rounding out the top 10. Keep an eye just outside. There's going to be a few drivers trying to charge forward. Leon Henderson, Lorenzo Cordell just inside the top 20. Neo Phipps will want a good one, but Sebastian Block is the big name outside the top 20. Watch the O-plate charge forward. Drivers all on the grid in position. Dan Ginchard, for me, is definitely the star of the weekend thus far. He is really rising to the plate in 2018. Here we go. Oh, and it's a bit of a slow start from the 81. He's got his hand in the air as if to say, will someone jump the start in front of me? Well, that's no good. You need to just get on with it yourself, my friend. So into the first chicane they go. Oh, and there's contact already. We've had a spin. That's the 49 that's gone around. So it's Morris Henry that has spun out in turn 1. And we are on board as they come off the turn. That is the 84 of Jack Clements in front of us. Dan Ginchard, second in the championship, leads the way for the moment, trying to hang on in front of Alfie Rigby, another one of the Oliver Rowland Motorsport drivers who is charging for the championship in 2018.
Again, the top left of your screen, guys. The championship points will update live once the guys pass the finish line at the end of the first lap, and you'll get the live updated championship positions in this class.
Oliver Greenall, third position at the moment. He's got Sonny Smith and Ed Pearson still there behind him. Oh, that's a brave move, and it very nearly ended off in the gravel there. The 81, Mitchell Gibbons, sliding over the curbs and just about catching the back end before trouble really got big. So he's now out of the final turn, the race leaders. Jack Clements in front of us as we ride continuously on board with Theo McCouris in this race. He's our cameraman, the number 7, as we charge over the curbs at the first chicane and up towards McRae's. But your race leaders, Rigby and Ginchard, already trying to get away from the fielders up the inside. That is a move for the position from the 4. So up into the positions we go, and that's, well, for some reason, he's not transponding. I'm not entirely sure what's happening there, but a bit of a difficulty there. That's surely going to change. You can see, obviously, on the side there, Oliver Greenall should be there in second place. He's not transponding. That's going to be corrected once everything gets back up to scratch again. But it's Rigby, Greenall, Ginchard.
Yeah, Ian Rogers is the man in charge of the timing. He'll notice that and he will adjust it accordingly. The man on your screen, Sonny Smith on the 95 kart, currently in P5. In fourth, it's Pearson. Smith is in third from Ginchard.
Leader is Rigby. That's Jack Plant who's been given a warning flag, the 52. Not sure what that's for. Could well be for contact on the first lap, potentially. It did get a bit messy, and that's very messy for Sonny Smith, who's gone out very wide just in front of us. Jack Clements, we're on board with Theo McCouris. That's going to tighten things up in the battle for 5th position. So McCouris might get an opportunity here. Certainly, it's going to be a move for Clements. Up on the inside, Sonny Smith defending beautifully there, and that's opened the door for this man, Theo McCouris, to get back in contention. We saw just briefly there the details of Sebastian Block has moved forward. That's a lead change. Rigby's down. So Greenall's got into the lead. There you go. The timing screen has now corrected with Greenall in there in position, but he's not second anymore. He's now in first, ahead of Ginchard and Rigby.
Down through the Stewart S's, 4 in this lead group, but it's about to become 10, I think. That's the 51 information for Kian Berta, starting P9, now 7th.
Yep, that's the man just in front of us. So we're Theo McCouris, and that is Kian Berta in front of us, the Japanese registered driver. So let's see how he's going to cope with it. But only about 3 or 4 karts behind us. We've got Stuart, Gibbons, Rennie, and Sebastian Block. So Block has come up from, where was he, 26th on the starting grid, 25th?
25th, yeah, he's made up 13 places so far. He's a prime mover, and I expect him to make up a lot more places as well, Jake.
What is it about drivers in Super 1 in 2018 who have the O-play? They just charge their way forward from the back.
I've just said he's going to make up more places, Jake. Where's he gone? He's disappeared.
He has
off
disappeared.
The timing screen. He's
have we
obviously had
cursed
some
him?
sort of problem.
Have we cursed Sebastian Block?
It's either a transponder issue or he's disappeared from the timing screens. He's had a problem. I think he's off somewhere.
Oh, that is a disaster for Sebastian Block. He was obviously trying to fight his way forward, but it's so difficult making up positions up through the field as Kian Burton may be about to lose the place to us. Theo Makuris. Makuris has the give best in the end. You're absolutely right, Sebastian Block is not showing all the timing screens now. Now, obviously, if Mr. Rogers realises that there's an issue, he will correct it, but I think you might be right. Sebastian Block is not in the mix anymore. So it's now Oliver Greenall in the lead of the race. Dan Ginchard in second place. I'm so impressed with young Dan Ginchard this year. 9th in last year's championship, don't forget. He has risen to the plate this year.
Don't forget, in the interview with Alfie Rigby earlier on, he was saying, we didn't film, of course, at Clay Pigeon, but he was saying he actually did get Dan Ginchard in the final corner at Clay Pigeon. So Ginchard is the man on fire at the moment. Didn't win that final. He lost it to Rigby, but led it into the final corner and currently in second. So he's certainly on fire at the moment. Where is he in the championship? He's second, and he is only 5 points off Rigby. So at the moment, he's got Rigby behind him. So as we said earlier, there's a 4-point swing there. There's 62 points for second, 60 points for third. So if Alfie Rigby can get past Ginchard, he'll score 2 more. Ginchard will score 2 less, and that will increase Rigby's championship lead by 4 points. So Ginchard does not want to let him by, and he'll want to get the lead, and that will close the championship lead down to just, 3 points. He'll have 740 to Rigby's 743 as things stand currently.
Very famous family, the Ginchards, in the short oval racing world, of course. They've won countless championships and titles in short oval racing. Dan Ginchard, really the first of the family to choose the route of national karting. Look at Smith, though, up the inside of Ed Pearson, makes his way back through. And Sonny Smith, again, another driver who's really stepped up to the mark in 2018. Him and Ed Pearson both have had a really strong start to the season. There is the 7 of Theo Makuris, our cameraman. He has now got back past Kian Burton and he's trying to leave them in the dust further back. But Oliver Greenall still leads the way. Ginchard in second, Rigby third. Then it is Sonny Smith from Ed Pearson. And then we have Jack Clements, Theo Makuris, Kian Burton, Mitchell Gibbons, and rounding out the top 10, it is the 17 of Oliver Stewart. But from Theo Makuris upwards, the top 7 seem to have made a bit of a break now on Kian Burton et al. So they are continuing on as they come up to the final hairpin through that double apex right-hander to take you back onto the main straight. And there's a warning flag out again. Now, who is it for this time? Didn't see anything particularly untoward. We ride back on board with Theo Makuris. Over the curbs, on the run towards McRae's. He's going to make a hole up the inside line to make a gap and a passing move. There's a little jostle, but that's enough. And he's through. Nice move from Makuris. Now he's going to try and get after Ed Pearson. But this is a great little battle from Theo Makuris, fighting his way forward. He really seems to have found the grip in the latter stages of this race now. Just over 5 minutes to go. And Makuris really seems to have hit a sweet spot again. It's when you gain that confidence, you know where to push the kart, you know where to get on the throttle, you know where to blip the brake. You're a little bit more kinder to the kart in these conditions because obviously the surface moisture means that the kart is always a little bit more sideways than it would be in the dry. You just have to give it that little bit more respect to let the kart do it and basically drift out to the edge of the apex. Once you've got on top of that, you can feel what the kart is doing instinctively.
You can see the water on the lens on this camera. It's not affected this camera as bad as the camera in the middle of the circuit. That's getting absolutely battered at the moment as we're on board again with Makuris following the 41 of Ed Pearson. Will he look up the inside? No, not close enough.
Smith's going for
Smith
third, though.
is.
Smith makes the move on Rigby. Now, that's a big one for the championship because that's going to take some points away from Rigby.
Take 2 points off him.
But and that's why he's going straight back for it. Into third position, into Ardow's. They're both going to drift wide. Pearson's going to get an opportunity on Smith, but he hasn't got the momentum. So Theo's going to give him a little bit of a helping hand.
looking down the field as well at the prime movers in the race so far. We've got Marcus Lucio and Antonis Safroni, who's made up 6 places each. Harley Horton's made up 7. Jack Plant, you can see on your screen there, currently in 16th place. He's made up 11.
Terrific racing all the way through this Honda Cadet field. It's a tougher class, some people say, compared to Army Cadet, partially because of that standing start, which throws a different dynamic in. Mikuris makes the move on Pearson, gets his way through. Beautifully done and very nicely done as well. So that puts him now into P5. And that's a really good position for Mikuris, who really needs a few more points to get his championship back on track once again. He'll be in front of the race leader, Greenall, if it stays like this, but he could make up a couple more positions to really do his championship assault a bit more good, and he's already starting to look at Sonny Smith in front of him.
Yeah, if you see the names in green, guys, that means they've made up places in the championship in this race. If it's in red, they've lost places. White, obviously, they're currently where they are at the start of the race.
Now Sonny Smith is trying to defend to that inside line very briefly there to stop Mikuris coming through, whilst also trying to have a go at Alfie Rigby. It's a tough position, a tough stance to be in, because you're having to defend and attack at the same time. And all you do effectively is place your kart in a slightly different position on the racetrack. We're talking an inch or two to the left or right to assert the position of the kart, a more dominant stride. This is Mikuris watching these two, Rigby and Smith, as they battle away for third.
Great performance here, Jake, by Oliver Greenall out front. Very difficult to lead the race in these conditions and stay out front. It's easier, much easier for Ginchard in behind him to check his braking on what the race leader is doing as Smith goes down the inside of Rigby, and Rigby loses 2 more championship points. Can he get him back in the hairpin like he did last time? He's trying to go round the outside. I don't think he's going to make that work. Well, he doesn't. He might have to get him on the switch back here. Well, yeah, but can't do that. Not close enough.
No, he was rather hoping that Smith was going to make a mistake, but Smith has left him too much room.
Got him. Great move.
Rigby's got him straight back for third place. Now that was experience from Rigby. He thought that Smith, well, okay, he can defend to the inside, but once he's got me covered, he's going to surrender it because he thinks he's got me. So Rigby just went, no, I've got momentum. I'm going to keep my foot in. And now Mikuris is going to get there as well into 4th place, and that's left the door open for Pearson. But no, this time Smith does keep the door firmly shut, but that's cost him 2 places.
Fantastic move again by Theo Mikuris, and he's looking down the inside to make another place. Is he going to get there?
No, he has to hang back, but my goodness me, I think Rigby wasn't quite sure Mikuris was going to be that close. So they come off the curbs again. If he gets a good run, he may get a chance. He's going to look for it on the inside. Rigby's not going to defend too much, but he is going to hold on to his line, and that's enough to keep Mikuris at bay for another lap.
Question is, does Mikuris want to battle over 3rd place, the last step of the podium, or does he want to push Rigby along, try and get back to the leaders? We're counting down to the last couple of laps, 45 seconds on the clock.
I'm not sure they've got time. I think he's going to have to settle for 3rd position, because although there is a reasonably small gap, in karting terms, you've got to look at the fact that there's 6 karts right on their tail as well.
Greenall is going to start defending though, Jake, here as we get into the final lap, so that is going to allow Rigby and Mikuris to get that much closer.
Nice little move there from Sebastian Bloch, who's working his way back through the field. He's up to 17th now, so he had an off and has rejoined.
Look at the clock, 18, 17, 16, so 2 laps to go. 2 to go as they go through the line.
And now it is attack time for Dan Ginchard. There at the bottom of your screen was Sebastian Bloch. He's there in about 15th or 16th place now, because I think he's dealt with Jack Plant, but not Archie Walker. He's not quite close enough yet to get into that top 15. So Bloch looks like he's going to get a best of 16th position in this one. Look at the squabble for 3rd place further back. Here we go. This is when it gets really serious. Mikuris is into 3rd. He's got past Rigby, and he's got Smith, Pearson, Clements and Berta all in the mix. So all 6 of them will now quest for just 1 place on the podium. And if it gets pretty tasty up front, they could even get the podium sorted between at least 3 of them.
Great battling as they come out of the Stewart S's one more time. They will get the last lap board when they go across the finish line.
That was a nice move by Henderson into the Stewart S's as well. He got Mitchell Gibbons, so that's a good bit of driving from Henderson. Didn't want that to go unseen. So here is Greenall still holding on from Ginchard. Ginchard seems to have hung back on this lap a little bit. I think he's going to try and catch him out. He's got him now lined up. Into the last lap they go. Is Ginchard going to try and catch him out?
Still Greenall that leads it. He's led it for a long way. Can he hold on to it? It would be an absolute sickener for him if he can't. Sebastian Block was put in the fastest lap. Obviously he had that early issue, he's come back into it and he's put it in the fastest lap, but he's down there in 16th place. The prime mover in the race is Jack Plant. He's made up 10 places so far now.
Watch Ginchard on this last half lap, because he has learnt from Clay Pigeon last time out when Rigby got him in the final corner of the final lap. Maybe there's an opportunity for Ginchard to play Greenall in his own game, but I think the gap is too big. He's going to need to take a massive lunge on Greenall. Greenall looks behind. What are you doing? Just focus up the road, because that's an invitation for Ginchard to go for it, and he's going to make the move into St. John's. That is absolutely beautiful. They both disappear briefly out of the camera shot. That's how far wide they went, but that's enough. And Ginchard is going to go for the move. Makuris is going to get out the inside for second. Great, Ginchard has done it. Makuris grabs second. Greenall down to third in the final reckoning. From first to third, he'll be disappointed, but Ginchard has driven a cracker, 3 wide further back across the line. But Ginchard wins a thriller from Theo Makuris. Greenall third from Rigby. Smith, Pearson, Berta, Clements, Henderson and Rennie in the top 10. But that win for Ginchard closes him up in the championship.
Daniel, great win for you. Really exciting finish though. Just talk us through those last few corners.
Well, coming into the cliff corner, I'm not quite sure what it's called, I kind of went slightly wider to get the runoff because I knew the kart wasn't there, so I tried to get the runoff. So when I came down the hill, I was on his bumper, and because he looked behind, I was a couple car lengths back. I gained an advantage, and I had to send it because I was so close. So I sent it, went up on the curb, and then he tried to hang around the outside and went on the grass and lost it to Theo Makuris.
Okay, it was a great win for you. Who do you want to thank for this weekend?
I'd like to thank Mike Spencer from Global Karting, Bontoff Kart Engines, my whole family for supporting me all the way, and Synergy Karts.
Now the 2018 championship battle's really on. Just 1 point between Rigby and Ginchard. Block is still in contention in third, a little way ahead of Makuris and Sonny Smith.